Hello, welcome. This is Jan Mulkens for the Belgian Power BI user group. And with us we have Indira Bandari. She's a speaker at SQL Saturday conferences, and she has an impressive career of already 15 years in BI. Right now, she's sharing with us an awesome and innovative solution she built, combining Google Forms, reporting services, and Power BI. This is actually a great solution to get feedback from your end users directly into a report in an easy way. This is also a session that was recently selected as a SQL Saturday, so really a must-see. Indira, the floor is all yours. Have fun.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you for choosing this session for me. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you all how I have built a solution using Google Forms and SQL Server reporting services, and finally analyzing the data that we get using Google Forms in Power BI. So let's get started. So today's agenda, briefly, I just want to share with you why customer feedback is important, and I would like to show you initiate customer feedback surveys using Google Forms, set up a data-driven SSRS subscription to send automated emails periodically, and also finally analyze the customer feedback using Power BI. So let's look at customer feedback importance. Customer feedback is information provided by clients about whether they are satisfied or dissatisfied with a product or service, and about general experience they had with a company or with your products and services. Their opinion is a resource for improving customer experience. So we have collecting customer feedback shows you value their opinions, and also by asking your clients for feedback, you communicate that their opinion is important to you. So what this will result in is they will stay with you longer. So it results in customer retention, and also it builds relationship with your clients regarding your services, and then a satisfied customer will stay with you longer, and an unhappy customer will eventually find a better alternative to your your business, and they leave. Customer feedback helps you determine if your clients are satisfied with your service, and detect areas where you should improve. So what you get is free business advice or low-cost business advice to improve your products and services. And also sometimes if you are doing right for the customer, that improves customer loyalty. And also sometimes, most of the times, you get honest opinions, and once you gather all this feedback, you can generate some actionable insights. So if you are doing everything right, then it will result you in winning more customers. So that's the bit about importance of customer feedbacks. Now now I will share with you how to initiate customer feedback surveys. So there are several tools out there for creating surveys. A few of them are here, which I have outlined: SurveyMonkey, Typeform, Google Forms, Client Heartbeat, Zoho Survey, and also there are quite enough n number of hundreds of survey tools available there. But today's session is about Google Forms. So what are the prerequisites for creating a Google form? There is only one prerequisite, that is you need to have a Google account or a Gmail account. So once you have that, okay, let's get into the first part of the demo. This session will be 3 parts of the demo. So the first part, I'm going to show you how to create Google Forms. So if I go into into a Google Drive. So drive.google.com. I have already a feedback form. Okay, let's go into how. Okay, so Google, you go into Google Forms. So that the address for that is docs.google.com forms. You can start off with a blank form, or there are quite a few templates here. You can start off. There is actually a customer feedback form which you can use, or so. But I will start off with a blank form, and then I can show you what the. So once you start off with a blank form, this is it comes up with the a title. So you can give a title called customer feedback form or customer feedback survey, and you can come up with questions like so the help desk. I'm creating a survey for a help desk team to gather customer surveys. So the help desk team member, let's say, did a great job. I'm just going to show you what see here we have multiple choice questions, and these are all the types of questions that you can ask. Short answer, it can be a paragraph, it can be a multiple choice, check boxes, drop downs, and also linear scale. Linear scale is you can give a scale of, let's say, 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, and then they can rate it. Giving linear scale, like for example, for a overall satisfaction would help you to give the to later on create a net promoter score or something like that. Just an idea, and also you can have a date and time field. So I will just I have created a survey here. I just want to share that with you. So here is the customer feedback survey, and you can also gather email address if you want. And then here I have about, I think, four questions. The help desk member communicated correctly. I have used a multiple choice here. Strongly agree, neither agree nor disagree, disagree, and strongly agree. And the help desk member was technically knowledgeable. From the time you called the help desk, how long did it take to resolve the issue? So you can give your own multiple choice questions, and here there is just a yes and no answers. And also thinking about your experience, what with the help desk, how likely are you to recommend our services to your colleagues? So by linear, this is what I was meaning. See, this is the linear scale, and then you can give 1 to 10, and then you can, if you want, you can give the label as least and the highest satisfaction or something like that. So least, not likely. So maybe based on the question, you can just say not likely to recommend, or highly recommendable, something like that. And then you can save it. And also at the top, you can have your own branding at the top. So to change that, you can either change the color, or even you can background color, or you can even choose an image to give your company. Maybe you can put a company logo at the background or something like that. Okay, so that's the that's how you can create a form. And also once you create the form, you can go into settings, and then here is where you can tick the collect email addresses to collect, if you want to collect email addresses so that you can respond to them. It depends on your business requirement, and also you can limit to one response, or if you want your respondents to edit after submit, you can also tick that. And also if you fill out a Google form, you can see the summary charts and text responses, so you can tick that, and then the person who is filling out the form can see the summary charts. There is a presentation tab here, so you can if you can show link to the to submit another response after they have submitted the response. And also you can convert this survey into a quiz as well if you want to make it as a quiz. So those are the main settings here. And yeah, so once you have created this form, it gets saved in the Google Drive. So this is where it has got saved. And once you do that, then once you have saved the form, if you access it, and then you just copy the link here, and then just copy the link here, and you can use that in your communication. So this covers the first part of the demo. And let's go back to the presentation, and then so we have done the first part, and then moving on to the second one, data-driven SQL Server reporting services subscription. So what are the prerequisites for creating a data-driven subscription? Obviously, you need to have SQL Server reporting services installed, and you need to have SQL agent services should be working, because if you want to create a subscription and send it, you need the SQL Server agent services. And you need to have at least one report defined to create your data-driven subscription. And if you have a criteria, if you have all your emails in a database, you can send the subscription send the emails using the data-driven subscription to get the data from the emails. Today I will show you how you can extract the email addresses from the data from the database, from SQL Server, and then send it using data-driven subscriptions. So the steps for creating a data-driven subscription are extract email addresses, and you can define the subject and also define the body of the email. And one more thing that you can do is you can actually if you have some certain criteria as to pick the customers from your database based on certain criteria, you can do that as well. So again, coming back to the demo of creating a data-driven subscription, the first step is to define to get the data, to get the emails from the database. So I'm going to show you. I have created a very simple database which has only one table called customers. I'm just selecting top 1000 rows, and I have just included first name, last name, and email. For the demo purposes, I'm not creating the email. I'm not creating any criteria. I'm selecting all the emails that I have in the database. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 emails. The way there are a lot of ways that you can extract these email addresses using the select statement. The way I have chosen to get the email addresses for a data-driven subscription, if you want to send just one email using the data-driven subscription, then what you need to do is you need to get the emails in this format. So this should be the format. they should be separated by a colon, and they should be in a in sort of one field. We need to define just one field, so it should be something like that, something like this. So in order to get this, what I have used is I have used two clauses of select statement. One is for XML path. I think I'll show you the query for XML path. And okay, so I have this query. I'm concatenating it with you can have either comma or semicolon. So what I'm doing is, since my data has a first name, if I need okay, if for XML path, this is the this is the clause that I'm using to get all the emails into one line. So for example, here I'm using first name and concatenating it with comma or semicolon, concatenating it with semicolon. So when I run this one, what happens is from customers. When I run this one, because I'm using first name, it is concatenating with first name and semicolon. So similarly, I can use the same thing for, but see how it is generating a comma in the front. So to remove these leading comma, you can use stuff function. Stuff function takes 3 arguments. The emails that you are getting, including the leading semicolon, and the next parameter is the location to start deleting and inserting the characters. So I want to delete the semicolon that is there in the position at position 1, and also replace it with a space. So at position, these are the so this is the final command. So when I run this one, so I will get my desired result. So in order to create a data-driven, you can actually use this whole thing for the data-driven subscription. This query, or you can use a stored procedure based on your criteria. If you just want to select a few emails for the data-driven subscription, you can also do that. And for that, you can create a stored procedure. I think I have created a stored procedure. I'll just share that with you what I have. So this is a stored procedure called server email. I have just basically put the same command in here, but if you have more conditions where and a few conditions, you can put it, and then that way you can limit the emails to whoever you want to send them to. So this is the once you have created the stored procedure, what you need to do is you need to go into the SQL Server reporting server link. I have kept it open here. So it is on my localhost reports. Usually it comes up with localhost and reports. So this is the new look of the SQL Server 2016 reporting services. And I have just one report. This is the mail list, so email list. So in order to create a subscription, I just click on manage here and then go into subscription. and I have already created a subscription. I'll just share that with you. So if I go edit, you can schedule it whenever you want to send it, and also you can edit the data set here, because this is a data driven subscription, as not a standard subscription. I have created a data driven subscription. So once I do that, I just go here, and then you can define the credentials for your data set, and then you can just execute that um, stored procedure. And also inside the stored procedure, you can also define the body of the email, and also the subject of the email. Also, you can change the subject based on the first email, first name, or whatever your product is. Yeah, so all these advantages will be there if you use data driven subscriptions. So I'm just using the stored procedure that I have created, and then you can validate the query as well. Once you define the data set, then it will show you what fields are available. If you within this one, if you define a subject and a comments, then you can and the body of the email, you can also see it in here as email, subject, and comments. But I haven't defined those. So you can create a delivery options of the subscription. You can either enter value of the subscription. This is just I entered for my test. You can get values from the data set. So this is where you go, and then there's one field that is available from the data set. So you can define that email, and then if you want, you can do some CC, leave blank, or just enter. And then you can define what if you want to have a CC. But ideally I would suggest that this to be maybe this could be your own email, and this could be usually if you are including all the emails in one go, then you should ideally put it in under BCC as the email. And then if you want to include the report as well, you can include, but the way I have done this particular subscription, I'm not including the report. I'm just sending the emails. And you can choose the render format as you have lots of render formats. We just need to see what is best for you, for your needs. And also subject, you can just type survey feedback, because you haven't defined in the, otherwise if you have defined in your stored procedure or in your data set, you can just take it, and then you can get this subject. And also define the comments. So you can define or enter value. Here you can enter actually HTML type of text, and also include link should be false, because you're not sending the report. Once you have defined this subscription, you can enable that, and then you can schedule it, and then it will run the SQL Server agent job will run the subscription. Or else in the new so this is the reporting services that I have is I think 2016, but in the 2017, if you want to test, there is another button here called Run Now. You can select the subscription and run it, which is a very cool newly added feature, which I like the most and I use the most every day. Okay, so now we have defined the data driven subscriptions, and then once you do that, you get a email. In the body of the email, you can give the link of the Google form, and the link that you are giving, you can just give this form. And then this is my Google Chrome, and once if I copy this one and open it in another form where I'm not logged in, you will see it in this manner. Oh, this is just another, yeah. So you can see it without editing. You can just actually answer the survey. So that's what you need to send as a link in your email. So once that is done, so the emails are sent. Let's think that they are sent. I'm not going to send because the emails that I have given are fictitious emails. Okay, so coming to the next part, after subscriptions. Okay, before we go there, I just want to show you how once you respond to the subscription, how they are stored. So if you go to your Google Drive, once you have created one response, what happens is, okay, once you have created one response, I wanted to show you. Okay, here I'll go here, and there is one response, right? So there is an export button, view responses in sheets. So that's where you can go. This you have, if you don't give access to others, only you can see this. So you can export this into a spreadsheet. So once you export this spreadsheet, I have actually given some fictitious data just for our demo purposes. So once you have done that, it saves as a spreadsheet, which you can access it. See, you can see in the background customer feedback survey. So that's how it saves. It saves. I don't know why something happened. Okay,
I think you need to press sign back in first before you can press the retry button.
Oh, sign, yeah, okay. Thanks. Oh, why is that not signing in? Okay, maybe you can see it here. So this will be the customer feed. It will be the same name as the form, so that you can easily identify. So now, in order to analyze the feedback in Power BI, you need to access this one as a shared link. And also you need to ensure that it is, you can say get share. If you right click on this one, you click on share and make sure in the advanced, you need to make sure that this says either, in here it says either anyone with the link or public on the web. It should not be private, otherwise you won't be able to access and analyze. So for the time being, I made this as public. And then you can get the shareable link. So this I can copy this one, and then let's go back to the spreadsheet that I have. So analyze customer feedback. Okay, there are several data analytics tools these days: Tableau, ClickView, NIME, and MicroStrategy. I have used 4 of them. I didn't use NIME. But today's focus is Power BI. So what are the prerequisites for analyzing with Power BI? First of all, you need to have Power BI desktop installed, and also you have the link to the Google form handy, the link that I just showed you. And now I'll just share you the steps to get the Google form link, which I have already shown. Get a shareable link, and you need to modify the shareable link and add the following parts. When you copy the link, this is the format. There is a big Google Sheet GUID, and it comes up with edit USB sharing. That part you need to change it to export format equals XLSX, and then ID is, you need to repeat this one. I will show you in my demo how I have done that. And then steps to get the Google form link into the Power BI. So you can get that link, and then you can create a blank query in Power BI desktop, and then use the excel.workbook function with a web.contents. This is the kind of code that you can use if you are using an advanced editor. But I think I will show you just the web part so that it's easy for you. Now coming to the demo. So I have this Power BI open. So I'll just go get data. Before getting data, see, this is the Google. So this is the Google form. Yeah. This is the Google form GUID. So this is what I have changed. So the ending is edit USP equals sharing. That I have changed it to export format equals XLSX at ID equals, I copied the same thing. So this, if I copy, and then go into home and get data, and then don't use Excel because we are using the online Google form spreadsheet. We have to go other and web and also connect, and then give your URL here, and then just say OK. Hopefully that will, yeah. So now this is showing the sheet that forms response, and then once you get that, you can either edit. I'm just going to edit, and then you can change those long where is this? Yeah, okay. You can change these long questions to something like the help desk member communicated clearly. So you can just say communication, and the help desk member was technically knowledgeable. So I can just say technically knowledgeable. I prefer to do it in the query editor, knowledgeable, rather than in the after loading, because whenever you refresh, it is easy for the query editor to know which columns have been changed, column names have been changed. So I prefer to do it here, and also from the time you have, so it's just say time taken, and resolution. This is yeah, and thinking about your experience, that this is the rating part. So this, and then you can just load the close and apply, and then that will load the data set. We have about 5 minutes, right, Jan? So I will share with you. Yeah, okay. I will share with you the data set that I have already done. I have a few more responses there, and here the data sets, as you can see, I have done these. We have done these surveys at for our AU customers and Australia customers and New Zealand customers. So they were 2 different sheets, and also I created a date table with the code that I have here. So I just copied this code and then created a date table, and then created a relationship in this manner with the dates. and then use this information to create a visual. So I have questions like technically knowledgeable and recommendation. Would you likely to recommend? And also what we had a comments, open comments as well. So I'll just share with you some of the tabs. This is the technically knowledgeable tab, and this is, I think I have Zoom at control. So this is a technically knowledgeable New Zealand one, and this is data over the last 12 from December 2016 to March, and you can use date slices. And the way I have done it is, so I have used this visual here, and then use the month as the axis, and then so you can see how the help desk has been rated in terms of this legend. That is strongly agree, disagree. And then for comparison's sake, I have created an Australia and New Zealand side by side, and then this way they can analyze the whoever is trying to get some insights on customer experience and customer satisfaction. They can see in terms of percentages and in terms of the number of counts. They can see how they are performing in terms of technically knowledgeable, and then communication. But also it also depends on what the response rate was in each month. That also counts. So based on when the surveys were sent, you need to analyze, and then I think it's best if you can do as a percentage rather than as based on count, because count may mislead based on the responses for that month. So, and this is communication, and also you can actually calculate a net promoter score, which I don't have in this, seem to have in this data set, but we have calculated a net promoter score based on the recommendation here, based on the scale that they have provided, and so that you can analyze what the net promoter score is. So I think that's it from me. So let's recap. So we have seen how to initiate customer feedback surveys using Google Forms, set up a data-driven subscription to send automatic emails periodically. You can select the schedules, and also analyze the customer feedback using Power BI. So any questions, Jan?
No, that's all, I suppose. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And if you want my contact details, these are I have a LinkedIn profile, and and day before, I have started teaching database concepts to 11 to 16-year-old kids. I designed a 9 to 10 week course, and yesterday was the first week. I really thoroughly enjoyed teaching the kids. There were about 12 kids that were involved, and we had a fun session. So that's a new initiative that I have taken up. Yeah, so
that's actually very cool.
That's it from me. Thank you, Jan.
Thank you again for all your effort, not only for the webinar, but also in the local community.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. I'll stop the recording.
Yeah, okay.